Chapter 4. The Bootlegger Turn. From Dawsonville to Atlanta lay 60 treacherous miles. Long before the four-lane highway made the trip more mundane, driving from the foothills of the Appalachians down into the city required an indirect and jagged route. Culturally, the two locales were even further apart, with dirt-poor Dawsonville lagging decades behind big city Atlanta. But Dawsonville had something Atlanta needed, and on a good night, Lloyd C. could cover those 60 crooked miles and satisfy Atlanta's cravings in less than an hour. Since the automobile's infancy, the advice of every driving instructor had been to keep one's hands at the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock positions on the steering wheel. But C had his own clock. Hands at the bottom of the wheel, palms up, left hand at roughly 7:30, right hand at about 4:30. Quote, "When I have to turn," he told a friend who was riding along one night, "I can bring the steering wheel all the way around in one motion." End quote. Newsmen would one day describe C as devil may care and remark on his angel face. C was indeed a good-hearted, laid-back country boy with a shy face that was handsome, bordering on pretty. He was physically lean and slight, but had the same simmering confidence of his older cousin Raymond, and sometimes boasted that he could make a Ford V8 coupe climb a pine tree. That's an important skill when you're traveling 100 miles an hour down Georgia State Highway 9 toward Atlanta, with 100 gallons of corn liquor sloshing around in your trunk, and the angry lights of a roadblock flashing suddenly up ahead. It plays out like this. C hits the brake pedal and slows to 60, then 50. He releases the brake pedal and spins the wheel, then reaches down with one hand to tug on the emergency brake, which locks the rear wheels. The car twists violently, spinning precisely 180 degrees as it switches from 50 miles an hour forward to 50 miles an hour backward. With his car now pointed in the opposite direction, away from the roadblock, he releases the emergency brake and jams the accelerator. The car slows its backward slide, comes to a barely perceptible stop, unleashes a rocket plume of dirt and gravel behind it, finds a grip on the rocky red road, and shoots forward again, showering the cops with a fusillade of flying roadbed. In less than 10 seconds, C is traveling 60 miles an hour, then 80, on his way back to 100 or more. Before the law has even shifted into gear, he's a mile ahead. In no time, he's out of reach and headed back toward Dawsonville. C's buddy is sitting behind him, trembling. But C just grins. He drapes an arm out the window, asks for a smoke. His days are numbered. But he doesn't know it then, and might not care if he did. His buddy is thinking, and would declare as much to a newsman 60 years later, "You're the coolest feller I've ever seen." They make it back to Dawsonville and ditch the Ford. Maybe they'll try it again at dawn. After all, Atlantans are counting on their daily delivery of Dawsonville's finest.